Hello everybody, this is Jeremy with Build, Grow, Scale, and on today's video, we are going to be discussing an element on your website that you may or may not have and that may or may not be hidden for the most part, and this is the search element. So this is the element that allows people to search for products on your website, and most people, most e-commerce stores, it's usually hidden from plain sight. But I'm going to show you how this element, by optimizing this element and making it more clear and usable, how you can actually triple your conversion rates from people that use the search element, and also increase your average order value and increase your sales using the search element. So I hope that you enjoy the video. I'm going to drop in and start off walking you through the search element and how it can benefit your bottom line. In today's element, we are talking about the search bar. Now, this may look odd to you because you might have a site that has maybe like a magnifying glass on the right-hand corner of the header that is so small you can barely see it. Well, that is what most people do. Most people try to hide the search element for a couple of reasons. One, they don't know how important it is. And then number two, they just don't think that people really use it. And so they don't realize the power of it. So they try to hide it. They try to make it small so that people don't use it, so it doesn't get in the way, so it doesn't look ugly, etc. But the reality is this search bar is extremely powerful and is a big revenue generator when implemented correctly. So let's just take a look here. Customers that use search are 2 to 3 times more valuable compared to customers that don't use it. So just to have some numbers to back that up, I'm going to show you a little bit of a screenshot from one of our clients. So this is a client store that we have, and you can see here the e-commerce conversion rate of people that use search. So the top line here is people that did not use site search, and the bottom line is people that did use site search. So in this particular one, 20% of the transactions came from a site search, okay, with an average order value of $54.82, which is about $10 higher than the other one, than the non-searchers, and a 13.53% conversion rate, which is 4 times higher than the average store conversion rate with the people that did not use site search, okay? And the per session value is about 5 times higher as well. So just in those numbers alone, you can see that's totally worth it. Now, let's take a look at another store here on the right-hand side. So visits with site search, this is out of about 1 million sessions here. You can see here that the percentage of sessions is 6.35%. So about 6% of the traffic used site search in this particular store, but generated 22, nearly 23% of the revenue for the whole store came from people that used site search. So obviously, this is something that you will want to implement in your store as well and get rid of that small little magnifying glass. It actually looks a little bit like this probably on your store, a little magnifying glass. And I'll go ahead and bounce out of here really quick and just kind of give you an example of what those magnifying glasses look like. So you can see this store right here doesn't have any site search at all, so you can't actually look for anything on this store. So this store is missing out on a lot of revenue. This store here does use site search, but as you can see, it's just a little tiny little button right there. And then it navigates you to a completely different page on the site. So it is bigger. This is what it actually should look like in their header all the time. But this little magnifying glass is what they use. And then you have another store here, which actually that one's not one that I'm using. But this one right here, you can see there's a little bit of a search bar there as well. And let's see what it does. So it drops down into a larger one, but basically unnoticeable when you come onto the site. Okay, it should, like I said, it should be right here, take up this space right here on their website. So then another one here, we have this one. Fabletics is doing a little bit better job. It's a little bit bigger, but it's still pretty unnoticeable. It kind of hides around here in the background, and then when you click on it, it does get a little bit bigger, but they're still not doing it right because it's not very clear that there is a search element there. Okay, so you definitely want to make sure that you are using the search element on your site to help generate some additional revenue. Actually, a lot of additional revenue. So make the search bar as big as possible and populate it with suggested products. Okay, you want to put in suggestions in there so that number one, people can kind of see some of the products that you offer and maybe have an idea of some of the search terms that they can use to find the product that they want to use, that they want to purchase. Okay, there's a couple different ways you can do that as well. You can put your top selling items in there, or items that you would like to sell in there, or you can also look at your Shopify analytics and look at the top search terms that people are using on your site and put those in there as well so that people know that those are kind of some top selling things or top searched items. Okay, so those are two ways that you can go ahead and go about that. Now, if you do have the BGS theme or the theme that came with your Ecom Insiders membership, or you have a search functionality kind of like this on your store, that's great. But if you want to supercharge your results, then we recommend using one of these two apps. Okay, so Instant Search and Smart Filters is one of them. It's by Cloud Search, and Product Filter and Search is the other one. Both are great apps. Instant Search and Smart Filters actually is one of my favorite apps that I use, and it's a lot less expensive than the Product Filter and Search as well. So if you're doing a lot of volume, Product Filter and Search is great, and it's definitely worth the investment there. If you're not doing as much volume, Instant Search and Smart Filters is a great inexpensive choice to make. And I actually prefer it as well. So in my opinion, I prefer Instant Search and Smart Filters, but other people prefer Product Filter and Search. It's really up to your preferences, and you can play around with both and see which one you like better. Just make sure not to have both installed at the same time. All right, hope that you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you on the next one.